everyone. It's Soren. I just want to thank you for hopping on this call on relatively short notice and give the floor over to Doug Holtz-Eakin, who I'm sure you all know. Doug?
Thanks, Soren, and thanks everyone for joining the call, and thanks to the E21 folks for their efforts in this area. I just wanted to take a few minutes and make 63 points as part of my opening remarks, and I'll open up for questions. Point number one is the context, which is that the U.S. has a crying need for pro-growth policies as opposed to Keynesian countercyclical or, quote, stimulus in the political parlance framing of the issues. The reality is that the crisis is past, that the recession is officially over, although it doesn't feel that way on the ground. The U.S. has been growing for over a year, but at an anemic pace. And this is something that's not shocking in the aftermath of a financial crisis. This is the history of post-financial crisis economies. And that says that given the realities of the need for getting balance sheets in shape in the household sector and in the government sector, we need to have as pro-growth a strategy as we can for the private enterprises so that they can be the engine that gets people back to work and causes the economy to expand again. And that's really what we think about this. Given that, point number two, we should learn some lessons of history, and that is that in the 1970s, we saw an era that was characterized by highly activist fiscal and monetary policies. Those activist fiscal policies tried to fine-tune and target the unemployment rate, and the monetary policies did exactly the same thing. The belief was there was an inflation-unemployment trade-off, and if you just tried to have a little less unemployment, you tolerate some higher inflation. But the upshot of that regime, unmistakably, was a decade of poor economic performance, consistently high unemployment, sustained high inflation. It was a regime that failed, and it is a regime that looks almost familiar to what the Federal Reserve in particular and what policy in general has looked like in the United States recently. Activist attempts to fine-tune using the federal government budget and the balance sheet of the Federal Reserve, the performance of the economy. And that sort of activism is destined to fail and something that we can't afford going forward given the bad position from which we start. And the third point is that, just sort of step to the point of the quantitative easing that the Fed's just undertaking, the so-called QE2, just look at this from the point of view of benefit cost test. And I think the benefits, everyone, including the advocates for the policy, acknowledge are small. That it's going to amount to a reduction of perhaps 30 or 40 basis points in long-term interest rates, medium to long-term interest rates, modest impact on the growth of the economy. This is, I've likened it to trying to tow a Mack truck with a gerbil, and you won't get much. And it comes with significant costs. Cost number one is you do take off the table the option of using these policies if we were to get another adverse shock and have a genuine need for a lender of last resort to step in. That's not out of the realm of possibility given the troubles we see in Ireland and the potential for international financial markets to again be characterized by extreme fear. The second cost is it will create inflation. The stated objective is to create inflation. The Fed's view is that that's not dangerous. My own view is that it might seem benign in the short run, but if you let inflationary expectations again, you quickly end up with the kind of spiral that we saw previously, and it's a dangerous place to go. Third thing you get, like I mentioned with the inflation, some weakness in the dollar. Again, the Fed will square up and down. They are not engaged in a competitive currency devaluation, and I don't believe them. But the reality is that at a time when we need our export sector to be an engine of growth, it is not wise to engender international economic tensions. And we've seen rising tensions before this and outright purge in the aftermath of it. So it seems like a misstep on an international economic policy management point of view. And the last point is that this reopens the door on the Fed in the middle of politics. QE1 in the financial crisis is enormously controversial. It took an enormous amount of work and time for the Fed to reaffirm its independence. We saw such unprecedented acts as the Treasury issuing letters saying they were independent. The Fed worked hard during the Dodd-Frank reform bill to not see its independence threatens, and then it turns around and invites exactly the same thing by engaging in theory, which is extremely unwise and mysterious. So you've got a policy with large costs, tiny benefits, and most economists say that's when you don't do it. They went ahead and did it. So that's the lay of the land. And